So welcome back students. So yesterday we had just come up with the code where we have generated the primary key for the marks table, that is the file, and then we also had the foreign key, isn't it? And we made use of the foreign key as well, and we stored the primary key, the foreign key, and then the details of the marks. So we were somewhere over here, and certain things like we were getting like this one, we don't require this. So I'm into marks module, and this is what we had done yesterday. So I'll just remove this. This was getting printed, so we do not require this. And then we were printing the registration number and the name of the student. So that was fine, so that the user comes to know that for which student they are entering the marks. So this is how this is going to work, is like the user is going to enter the class and the section, and depending on the class and sections, the students will be displayed in front of him one by one, and then the user can enter the marks for that particular student, then the second student, third student, and so on, fourth, fifth, and he's going to give the marks for all the students for all the subjects. So this is how this particular code is working. This was marks.py. This is another separate file, and using marks.py we have imported the module, that is marks module. So these two are like separate files, marks and marks module, and write program, that was the first program that we did, and file operations. Okay, so they are connected, marks program and file operation. This is the module. Similarly, marks and marks module, like these are independent. So what we are going to do in future, like we are going to have one common program where we are going to make use of marks, write program, and all the modules. Fine. So this is how you're supposed to develop the project, children. I'm just giving you an idea about how to go about it. This is how my approach is. Maybe if you go through some other code, and okay, and now another thing is like if you download some code from the internet, and if you see the code, there might be some classes and objects used in that particular code. So classes and objects are also very important part of any programming language, but I don't know why classes and objects is not the part of a syllabus. So since it was the part of the syllabus, but then in the new syllabus it is not the part of the syllabus. So classes and objects, if it is there, do not make use of it, because we haven't learned classes and objects. And this particular code that I have shown to you over here, nowhere I have used the classes and objects. So since this that wasn't the part of the syllabus, so without that only I had to develop it. But using classes and objects are, it is a very professional approach. Every program should have classes and objects, in fact. Okay, but this time CBSE has focused more on data structures and searching techniques and all that, but they haven't focused more on modeling, basically, where classes and objects plays a very important role. Anyway, in the future you will be learning about classes and objects if you take up computer engineering, so you will be going to know about it. So that is what I have wanted to tell you. And now we are in the marks module, generate primary key. Now you already get an idea how this thing is working. So for generating a primary key for every file, please make sure you create a separate file. So this is a primary key for marks that we created, and this is how this entire code is working. Simple logic, nothing as nothing really a complex logic as such. And then we are returning the primary key, search menu, and then we can have a lot of other features like you know what was the option was in marks, that was entering marks, then editing marks also should be there. So for editing marks, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to give the what we can do is we can give the class and section and the student name or the roll number. So for a particular student, if the marks are supposed to get edited, okay, for a particular student, so you can accept that from the user. So what all details do you need to accept? That is the class and the section, isn't it? The just a minute, okay, class and the section, and you can accept the roll number or the name of the student, but there, it is possible that or registration number, but maybe roll number will be more appropriate because in every class every student is going to have a unique roll number. So you can accept the roll number, and then for that particular student you can edit the marks. Now edit the marks, then the same process is going to get followed, like updating marks, right? So where is the student, uh, the file that was marks.dat. So if suppose this particular record is supposed to get edited, so then the same procedure we are going to follow. We are going to copy these records in some other file, then accept the new values for this record and then write in the new file, and then the rest of the records. So the same procedure we need to follow it over here, children. And then deleting record also same thing. If you want to delete the record, deleting the record will be, you can delete a record, but then deleting record is like it is going to get deleted along with that foreign key as well. Okay, so you need to apply some logic over here whether they can actually delete the record. uh, my suggestion is like it should not get removed from this particular file. What we need to do is you can give some kind of you know one more delimiter out here, something called as del, and end it with del. So what is going to happen is while filtering the record or doing any operation, this particular record will not get filtered out, and you have to just check for this particular value, which means the user had actually deleted this, but actually it is only got deleted logically but not physically. So this is like logically we are going to delete this record. So maybe in the future he again want to you know add something or do something about it. So simply we will just remove this del. That's it. So that is called as a logical deletion. Many times it happens like you're using a particular software or websites and you delete your profile, but actually physically it does not get deleted. It has just been marked as deleted, and in the future maybe physically it might get deleted. So these are certain techniques that are used in the software development process. So it is just logically they deleted, but actually physically the data is present. And then in the future maybe if you are not using anything that you really want to delete it as a user, then the physically the data gets removed. It happens that on a Facebook also, you create a profile and then you want to delete it, but then they give you around 15-20 days time to rethink onto it, and if you just want to revert back, then all your data will be present. So which means that only logically they deleted, not physically. So these are certain techniques. Okay, you need to make use of these techniques, and then anything that is marks module will come down to, uh, and let us just run the code for test.dat, and this time I will give it for 12th A. Fine, for 12th A, and let us see how it works. So I'm going to marks, running the code, and then enter the choice. So enter marks, and this time I will give like 12th, and section is A, and you can see enter the section, then registration number is 2, name of the student is Vijay, and now I have to feed the mark for this particular student. Fine, and that's it. And then we can have a display over here. I'll give 5. And display, you can display the records pretty nicely. Where is it? Now let me just check the marks.dat. And in marks.dat, you can see that a new record has, we have just entered a new record. Okay, this is the primary key, this is the foreign key. And if you go to which file, that is test.dat, you can see that is the registration number is 2, and these are the records. Now suppose I want to just display the students and their marks. So I'll be going to marks module, no, to the marks.py first, and over here edit and delete. Okay, we will come to this. Okay, just I've given an idea about it, how to do it. And over here I will say display, fourth option. Fine, and in the fourth option I have to go to the fourth option, and I'm giving a call to search. So that is over here, search menu is what it is, name of the function in marks module. So let me go to marks module and search, generate, and this is search menu. It shouldn't be search menu basically, that is display marks. Okay, display underscore, I'll give marks, something of this sort. So I will go back to marks, and over here I'll make this as display marks, isn't it? Display marks as search. Okay, let it be just a alias name, display marks. And over here we are going to accept what? Search by registration number? No, we are going to accept the class and section. Enter class, and for that particular class and section we are going to display all the marks. We are going to display the marks of all the students, and enter section. So children, just today is 29th, 2 more days to go, I guess. This is 30 or 31, that is okay. So 2 more days to go, and then okay, we are going to start with the next topic, okay, on first. So we are going to move ahead with the syllabus. Fine, so 2 more days, whatever is possible, I'm going to help you out in this particular project. Almost a lot of coding we have done, right? You can see the kind of coding we have done. So I hope now using this code you're going to complete your project. So let's get back. So that is enter class and section, and 3 is going back to the menu. Okay, let it be as it is. And then enter the choice. Okay, then becomes the enter the choice and all that. So if it is okay, this option should be enter or search display class and section wise first. Display, you can say that display class and section. So over here you are going to ask the class and section. Okay, and the second option you can give, like, you just want to display according to the registration number of the student. So that option you can give second. As if now I'm just going to work with the first option, that the user is going to give input as the class and the section, and then the complete records will be displayed, the students and with their marks. So then this is choice 1. Choice 2, I'm not going to work with this display record, and over here you're supposed to ask the class and section. So I will say enter class, remove this int from here, and this section, and then that is display record. Okay, let me just check this particular function where it is. this is display record, and I'm going to change the parameters, that is class comma section, two parameters, class and section. And so I need to change the argument as well, and we are taking these values over here, class and section, and the same thing I'm going to pass it over here, class comma section. Fine. So that's fine. Then we are going to work on, that is display record, and in display record we have to filter accordingly according to the class and section. So I'm going to open which file, that is marks.dat, and can I have the class and section marks.dat. Okay, we need to open over here test.dat, and we also need to open, that is marks.dat. Both the files we require it. So this is a file handler 1, file handler 2, and this I'm going to, because we need to check for the registration number, the foreign key and the primary key. We have to match that first and then display the records of the students, isn't it? So how I'm going to do that is, uh, okay, so we need to, I have opened this particular file in read mode, and this also in a read mode. Okay, so then what we need actually we need a nested loop over here. Okay, a nested loop, because we are going to go through these records first, this particular, for example, class and section. So we need to match with the class and section, that is of which is present in test.dat, isn't it? And in marks we only have the foreign key basically. Okay, so first thing is we're going to go through test.dat. Fine, and which we are already doing it out here, that is readline dot file handler 1 dot readline, and then we are splitting, that's the class and section over here, right? So that is L of 3 and L of 4. I will remove this, and I need to remove this as well. Okay, now maybe you might be finding this a bit complicated, because since the project have now started growing, so it's okay children, it is just you have to give some time to this. And this is my class, that is L of 3 and L of 4. Okay, so that was what we can do children, that we can uh, filter out all the, okay, let us just come up with any better logic, I'm thinking. Otherwise we using a nested loop we can do this, okay, but I'm just thinking for some better logic. So we will be going through the first record, second record, and so on, and then the marks. Okay, see, using nested loop, how you're going to do this is, we're going to check over here that if L of 3, that is a class, if it is equal to class, and L of 4 if it is equal to section. This is what we need to do. If it is so, then we need to, class and section, and then we need to collect that particular record, that is the name of the student and the roll number, and the rest of the fields also. It is just like I have 4 or 5 fields, but you can have other fields as well in your project. So if this happens, then I can easily print, first I can print right? That is um, okay. Now how we're going to display all the records, that also we have to think. We can give it in this way. Okay, let this be L of 3, and okay, I'll remove this break also from here. I suppose we won't require break. And this is a read line 1 inside the loop, fine. And okay, inside this children, again we require a loop actually, and that will be for marks. Okay, and why do we require this is because this might be, you might be finding a bit complicated, because we need to, because these two files are connected, so I need to collect all the class and section students from test.dat. From there I can get all the details of the student, that is what is the name of the student, the roll number of the student, and then from the marks I have to collect the marks of the students. That is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm collecting with this particular while loop, that is with file handler 1, I can get all the name, all the details of the students, but the marks I have to collect from marks.dat. So for that I need a loop again over here. That is what I'm supposed to do over here is use the same kind of code inside this if statement, and this will be file handler 2. Make sure that, okay, and then again over here there will be a while loop, and this is record, and this is, I can give this name as marks record. Okay, just to, so that there will be a lot of logical error otherwise. And then inside this the same logic will follow. Inside this while loop I have to compare, that is I have to compare if, see, this is L of 3 is class and section, but what is L of 0? That is in test.dat. In test.dat, L of 0 is the registration number. So I'll be comparing, okay, before that then I have to split as well. This is also very important. And over here I can give the name as L2. This is L and this is L2. Again I'm going to split, and in L2 of 1, what do we have? See, what I'm trying to do is, this is the registration number, this is the foreign key, right? And so this is 0, L of 0, this is L of 1. I'm going to compare L of 1 with that is test.dat, where it is, I've closed down, I guess. Let me just open it. That is L of 0 of test.dat. Okay, I'll just show you. No, this is not the file. So it is a bit confusing out here, but okay, so this is L of 0, and I have to compare that with L of 1 of marks.dat, and L of 0, that is test.dat. Okay, bit confusing, I can understand, but this is how the project goes. Nothing can be more easy than this actually, because we are not using classes and objects anyway. Okay, so this is, we're going to compare, and then we're going to compare if L2 of 1. So this is L2 of 1 will have, that is the registration number from marks.dat. I will compare that with L2, sorry, L of 0. This is the logic children. And then if it is equal to, so now I have the class and section, and now with this, if it gets compared, I have the the entire marks also. So now I can display out here, we will see how this works. That is student name, okay, and I can display all the things, like this will be L of what was it, that is test.dat. Let us go to test.dat. So 0 1 2, this is 2, so I will just display the name. Okay, so this is L of 2, and then can I display the marks? Yes, I can display the marks as well. I can display the marks as well, and the marks will be in, that is in L2, and where is that? That is 0 1, and then from 2 it is 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, isn't it? So I can display the marks as well, and the subjects you can display it, English and all that, and then the marks. Okay, so let me go over here, and then the marks, that is, okay, you can display English, and you can simply say L2 of, that is 3, no, 2. So this is the logic, children. I can understand this is a bit complicated to understand. Okay, English, and then what was it, maths, you can give the name, then physics, chemistry and CS, isn't it? Just in shortcut I'm showing you, and this will be 2, and this L2, this 2, this is 3, 4, 5 and this is 6. Okay, so yesterday I did not give you the file, I suppose, but today I will give this file to you. Okay, so you can, and then we are going to read the next record, and for the test.tat, and but inside this we are reading this file, so this will be inside the loop, inside the while loop basically. Okay, this is very very important to read the next record. Okay, so let us just run this, children, and if it doesn't work, do not worry, it will work. You have to just rectify the logics, that's it. Some syntax error. This is marks.py. Let me just start from here, and display option 4, and it is saying display class is, I will say 10, section is what, A, and there is an infinite loop. So what went wrong over here, let us just check the code. So this was first record, then L of split, then this, inside this I am reading the next record as well, so this will go on, and let me just change marks.dat. See, this is the last line, this I need to remove. Okay, be very careful, sometimes even this creates a problem. And test.dat, I suppose, okay, that's perfect. Okay, let us just run this one more time, that is marks.dat. I mean marks.py, and then the fourth option, and the first option, that is display class and section. This is the class and this is the section, and still it is going for the infinite loop. So there is some logical error, children, so let me just guess what it is. Display record, and L of 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, that will be index value will be 3 and 4. Record, acha, over here this will be marks record, isn't it, children? Marks record. Let me just run this, and some kind of error. Keyboard interrupt, why is it so? Okay, let me just restart the kernel one more time, then we will run this. So this is how to develop the program, children. I'll give you this code, and just use it for your projects. Okay, I'm I need to come down to marks module. Okay, anyway, fourth option, then display class is 10 sections A, and still it is going for infinite loop. Okay, where is it? Acha, this is the error it is showing. Line number 71, if L of 1 is equal to L of 0. Okay, that is 0 and 1. Okay, let me just check this, what exactly I did over here. That is this one. So we are splitting to L2 as well, and L2 of 0, keyboard interrupt display record, is equal to L of 0. So marks record dot split. Okay, everything looks fine to me, but to track such problems we can trace it, otherwise just display the values. So what I will do, I will just after splitting I will display the values so that we can come to know what exactly is going wrong, and these are certain techniques that you have to use. And then I'll say L of 0 as well. Fine. Now let me just run this. Achha, I'm running again the module, that is this one. So children, just use certain techniques and you can complete the code. It is very simple. Some minor errors are there, and you can see it is displaying 1 1 1 everywhere. Just a minute, and it is going infinite as well. Okay, so line 2 is keyboard interrupt. Let me just check marks module. So this was L of 0, I guess. Achha, why it is going for infinite loop? First let me see that. This is record, and from here, achha, this should be inside the loop and outside the if statement, if I'm not wrong. Okay, let me just run this one more time. And you can see it has displayed the values 2 and 5 this time, something at least we got the output. So children, I'll just in the next class we will just rectify the errors. Otherwise you can also rectify, this is very simple errors. Right now we just got some output at least, and then we have to just rectify why this is not displaying the record. And 2 and 5, everything should work fine. Just figure out file handler 2, that is file handler 1 and 2. This is marks, fine, it's fine, everything is going fine. And then the next mark, it should get compared, but why it is not getting compared? 2 and 5, and 2 and 5, then L2, then the next record 2 and 5. So the next record we are reading it from the file. Logic is okay children, certain minor things might be there. We'll finish it up tomorrow. Otherwise if you feel you're good enough, you can also rectify the error. And otherwise today I'm going to, tomorrow we'll just have 2 more days to go, so few more things I'm going to share it with you. Okay, and then from the first we are going to start with the syllabus. Okay, so I'll leave this particular logical error with you. If you feel, you can just go ahead and rectify it, otherwise we will do it tomorrow. Okay, so that's it children, bye for now.